Dr. Merkin's contributions to the Broad Institute span over a decade, investing in young people's careers, science that other people thought was just too speculative and crazy to be worthy of investment. He's just had enormous impact.
Dr. Richard Merkin, founder and CEO of Heritage Provider Network, was honored at a day-long celebration, including a gala dinner, by the Broad Institute at Harvard and MIT on May 18th. Dr. Merkin was honored for his continued visionary philanthropic partnership with the Broad and his latest transformational gift to advance the Merkin Institute and the Merkin Fellows, inaugurating the Merkin Prize in Biomedical Technology and establishing the Merkin Fund to support promising research in fundamental science.
Being honored is always something special, but being honored by an institution like the Broad is truly something to embrace and is very, very humbling. I am so grateful and I'm so appreciative.
Dr. Merkin also outlined his new annual Global Cash Prize initiative, the Merkin Prize in Biomedical Technology, to recognize individuals on an international scale who have developed a technology that has a substantial impact on human health.
I'm pleased to be announcing today for the first time the Merkin Prize in Biomedical Technology, which is going to be a very substantial international prize aimed at recognizing innovators anywhere in the world who have made a contribution that has led to impact in healthcare.
Dr. Merkin is also establishing an endowment for the Merkin Fund, which will support the most creative and promising research in fundamental science. In recognition of Dr. Merkin's deep commitment to research and innovation at the Institute, the Broad Institute building has been named the Richard N. Merkin Building. In the heart of Kendall Square, it houses advanced research laboratories to allow scientists to investigate the fundamental biology and diseases that range from cancer to diabetes to rare genetic conditions. Earlier in the day, at a science symposium featuring the Merkin Institute Fellows and other Merkin-funded scientists, they outlined their critically important work.
Dr. Merkin really, I think, appreciated that the Broad was an ideal place to develop and validate novel, high-impact technologies, however speculative, with the goal being to support scientists whose projects have the potential to transform their fields through the development of new methods and technologies.
I'm going to talk today about a technology platform that my group invented and developed with support from the Merkin Institute that's geared to scalable combinatorial screening. And so what's really exciting to me, which is how quickly we've been able to pivot and repurpose this technology in ways that we never foresaw initially.
I just could not be more thrilled with the momentum that this project has gained over the past few years because of this funding. And so in this project, our goal was to use morphology to find medicines for a few mental conditions that we were studying. We've completed step one. We've identified this morphological change. What we can do now is we can test drugs to find if there are any that can reverse this unhealthy morphology.
So I'm going to talk about this a new class of molecules, which we call as a phosphorylation-inducing chimeric small molecules. And then show you some unusual properties that these have and why one should be excited about them. So we can really expand this technology to any kind of a PTM, not just a phosphorylation, using this idea that you can take an inhibitor and you have a cleavable linker and you attach this. And so you can add a PTM or you can remove that.
Today I'm going to be talking to you about firstly the development and secondly the improvement of CRISPR-free mitochondrial base editing, which use this new deaminase, DDDA, to enable the efficient and precise base editing of human mitochondrial DNA. And these are important because they can be used to create new animal models of genetic diseases for scientists to study. And they also have the potential for therapeutic correction, which is really, really important that we can maybe offer a route to treat and cure these genetic diseases that so many people live with today.
So I want to tell you about some of the work that we have been working on recently on developing genetic medicine. And so the first story is on harnessing endogenous virus-like proteins from our own genome and then using them to package therapeutic molecules for delivery.
For all of the participants that will now and in the future be engaged at the Institute, I just want you to stick to your vision. Quite possibly, you will change the world. Thank you.
At a reception following the symposium, guests honored Dr. Merkin for his ongoing support for the Broad that dates back to 2009, including establishing the Merkin Institute Fellowship, funding almost 20 Broad researchers, and the Merkin Institute for Transformative Technologies in healthcare that supports trailblazing scientists.
Dr. Merkin has, unlike many other leaders in healthcare, invested so heavily in research, technology, and education to make the world a better place.
Dick Merkin is, as Donald Tang likes to say, the most extraordinary, ordinary man you could ever know, because he likes to pursue the unknown.
He's very simple, but he's extraordinary. And he's just exemplary, inspiring to all of us, the colleagues and friends.
Without Merkin, we would not have the Broad to a large extent. Support for fellows, support for programs, right? Young people's minds.
Here at the Broad, the scale and the scope, it just blows your mind on how much we can really advance therapeutics.
This is just the center of the universe as far as collecting so many biologists and especially clinical people who are seeing patients together with computational folks, so that the convergence of people that have different expertise in one location has just been phenomenal, and that's why I started my lab here.